Hey Buckaloo, since we have so much extra time on our hands and we're outside and we're running, exercising, and biking, I wanted to get a bike safety video out there for you guys. Um, we've talked a little bit about bike safety in class, but I want to make sure that everyone is on the same page moving forward from here on out. The first big piece of equipment that you guys have to have is a bicycle helmet. Once you have your bicycle helmet, you need to know how to put it on. I've seen bicycle helmets put on 100 different ways, but there's really one good, safe way to do it. The first thing you do is you find the back. It's usually a little bit flatter and the front is a little bit sloped down. Once you figure that out, you get ready to put it on. And when you put it on, it should fit pretty snug. If it can bounce around your head a little bit too much, you might need a smaller one. If it barely goes down on your head, you might need a bigger one. Some of them do come with an adjustment screw in the back. This one has one, and I can just turn it and get it a little bit tighter. And then these straps right here, they should make a V just underneath your ear. And then you have to clip it at the bottom. You should have 2 fingers, about 2 fingers with space between your helmet and your eyebrows. And that way you know if you're falling down forward, you'll hit the helmet and not your forehead. Too big of a gap there. If you fall forward, you can hit your head on the ground and cause a lot of damage. If it's not clipped tight, if you fall off, helmet's going to come off and it's no longer protecting you. There's no use having a helmet on your head if it's not clipped. The only thing it could possibly protect you from if something fell out of the sky and hit you, but it would still bounce off after that. So you have to clip it on. The other stuff that you need to be safe before you get on your bike is you need to make sure that you have your shoes tied, and an extra precaution, you can even tuck in your laces so they don't get wrapped around the pedals. Kindergarten and first grade, I did a shoe tying lesson on my YouTube channel. You can check that out. You can find it on Canvas. And another thing you could also do is wear bright clothing. You know, bright yellow, bright pink, bright whatever, because you want to be seen. Okay, and you want to see the drivers as well. They're the most dangerous things out there for us are the cars. So that's all of it. Oh wait, a couple more safety tips. Sorry about that, guys. Before you get on the ride, you have to check 2 main things. Tire pressure, that's how much air is in your tires, and then make sure your brakes work. And you can get your parents to help you do that. If you sit on your bike and the tire is a little bit mushy, you can ask someone to help you pump up your tires. But if you know how, go ahead and do it yourself. And your brakes need to stop. Whether you're using pedal brakes or if you're using hand brakes, you need to make sure that when your tire is moving and you apply your brakes, that you'll stop. Because if you're coming up and you need to make a stop, your brakes don't work, it's just an unsafe situation. So I'll be right back with the rules of the road. All right, we are on the trail. Most of you guys may not know this, but bicycles, when you're on the road, you are considered a vehicle. That means you have to follow all the same traffic laws that cars do. Even if you see adult riders not stopping at stop signs or doing turns without signaling, that's not the legal way to do things. But children under 10 really shouldn't be out on the street anyway. They should be on the sidewalks. And whether you're on the road or on the sidewalk, there's one thing that you have to be for you, your friends, your parents, and especially the motorist is predictable. Predictable means if you're riding in a straight line, everyone's going to think that you're going in a straight line, and you shouldn't all of a sudden jerk left, all of a sudden jerk right, or spin around in a circle because it's hard for everyone to react to you. Let's go this way a little bit. When you're riding, go ahead and ride on the right side of the path. That's just normal operating procedure. And if you come up to someone behind you, when you come up to someone and you're right behind them, they may not know you're coming. So it's always good to say, passing on your left. You don't expect them to jump out of your way. So you'll approach someone, you'll see them up there. Gradually, if you can, move over to the left and tell the person to your left. Now we're about to be approaching one of the scariest parts of riding your bike. All right, once we get up here to the intersection, we'll talk about it. All right, so we're at an intersection right now. This is the most dangerous part for us when we're on the pass, is going through the intersection with, without getting in the way of a car. And we have cars in the woodlands, we have cars in Wood Forest, there are cars all over the place. And we can't always trust that they're going to do the right thing. We can't always trust that they have to be taking care of business, but they don't do that all the time. We need to make sure that we're responsible for our own safety. So whenever you come up to one of your stop signs here, you see this one right here? Literally, stop here. And I like my kids to go ahead and get off the bike, because you're going to have a lot more control to stop, go backwards, go left and right when you're not on the bike. And when it's clear, then you can go ahead and go across. If it's not clear, what you need to do is wait for the car. And what I want you to do is make eye contact with the person who's driving. All right, so let's do that real quick. So no one's in front, no one's in the back, left or right, and then you can go ahead and go across. And then you can go ahead and mount back up, take off, and enjoy your ride. If you have any questions, go ahead and let Mr. Russell know. Keep active, keep moving, be safe. We'll talk to you later.